And you know what? I got to do it because just give me the floor for a second here, Stick.
Clear out.
ISO.
Yeah.
All I was told all season long, the depth, the scoring depth, the most guys in the league with double-digit goal. Can we get somebody else besides Kane, DeBrincat, and Larkin? Can we get somebody else to step up and do some biggest game for the Red Wings in almost a decade? Is that fair? I'm not being grandiose with that, right? That's fair. That's a fair take. And there they were. DeBrincat, Kane assisted by DeBrincat the goal. Like, hey, that's all I was told about the scoring. Where's everybody been? Get these guys some help, man. Biggest game in a decade. And nobody could step up and do something. I just don't know what to say, man, because everything I was sold, everything I was told, everything that we were promised, we got none of it last night. None of it. They got the lead. They couldn't hold on to it. And look, anybody that talks about, hey, well, we got the point, save that. Because here you are now. You got to go to Carolina. You got to go to Florida. You got to go to Tampa. There's, 10 games left. There's no time. Somebody step up and do something that's not Kane, Larkin, or DeBrincat. In the biggest moment in 10 years, somebody do something. I'm pissed off, man.
I don't want to jump off this bridge, but I'm getting kind of the same energy as when I was told that the Tigers were done with their rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
That the comment that Steve Yzerman made about a month ago that he was just happy with the depth and wouldn't be making a move. It's like, you can't be happy with what you're seeing. You can't look at that roster and just be like, yep, this is it. Let's just roll.
So hold on. I was waiting for this one.
Uh-oh.
I was waiting for this one.
Uh-oh.
Jacob Ohm in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. DeBrincat really choked that pass in OT behind side. He was one of the only guys that did anything, and I knew somebody was going to say that too. He's the only guy that showed up last night. Him and Kane and Larkin. The only 3 guys. So stop with that. He can't do everything. Most guys in the league with double-digit goals, scoring depth. When? They've been gone for 2 weeks, all of them. Sorry, Stick, proceed.
Oh, you're fine. No, I'm just saying, like, are you going to be happy if they do back their way into the playoffs?
Yes, I will be.
Okay.
It's a pass-fail scenario at this point.
It is. Even if it's like the old Pistons when they're making the playoffs just to get their head pounded in the first round, you'd be okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. Right.
No, yes, I would.
Right.
Yes, I would, because that was where we were at the beginning. It's where I'm going to be at the end. Because I think we've figured out, everybody, that they're not on the level. Because Stick, the Rangers, the Panthers, the Bruins, they ain't that. And we've seen it. And we've seen it play out that way. And that's all right. I'm cool with that. Because I was told they're deep. They have secondary scorers. That's what I was told, even though I haven't seen them in 2 weeks. I've had enough of it, Stick. I've had enough, man.
Well, they got 10 more games to prove it, right? And if they make the playoffs, I think everybody will be fine with it. Like you said, that's your pass-fail measurement. But if they don't make the playoffs, what does that mean, honestly? Like, D-Mac sits in this chair, and he believes in Steve Yzerman, as he should. Led him to championships, understand that this guy knows hockey, saw what he did in Tampa Bay. But if we're sitting here outside looking in one more year when we were supposed to be there, what does that mean for you when they were this close but dropped the puck?
Wait, for me, look, and I see it, and the comments are stacking up right now in the WardSports.com chat thread. When it comes down to it, guys, somebody's got to make plays. Kane, DeBrincat, and Larkin made plays. Nobody else did. It's that simple. Like, yeah. And everyone's talking about rebuild this and rebuild that, and they need another 5-year rebuild. No. We were celebrating this team, were we not? Like a month ago.
We were
celebrating. And what were we celebrating? Depth.
Mm-hmm.
Double-digit goal score.
Yeah. No, I wrote a bunch of imaging that was supposed to be rolling into the playoffs for us. And we can't play it. I got Ryan in the back making videos like, hey, the guys are playing. Let's go. It's coming together. And we can't play those. We look like fools right
blasphemous.
now.
And I knew
you got the octopus in your pants one, though. Yeah.
I knew we were going to get into this too. And this is going to be like, number one, LFG in the chat, thanks. El Mago is back. Thanks.
Just to remind you during your rant.
But you know what, though? MPWMU, and I vibe with you. You're a valued member of the Woodward sports community. You've been a listener, a viewer for a very, very long time, and it's appreciated. However, it doesn't take 5 years to make a playoff team. Can we just get this one out of the way, too? And can you guys just record this and run it back so I don't have to use the effort and use my vocal cords and do this? It does when you walk in the door and Franz Nielsen, Justin Abdelkader, and Jimmy Howard cost you $15 million of your cap your first year. Yes, it does, because you got to dig your way out of that. Stop with that, guys. This is very, very cut and dry what happened last night. And I know we forget because we haven't been in this spot in a decade. Players got to make the plays. The players that brought you here got to make the plays. Larkin did. DeBrincat did. Kane did. Where was everybody else that you guys all celebrate? And Spenny, I was worried about this one, and we saw arguably the biggest goal in the game, and Simon Edmondson was just kind of standing there, not really knowing what was going on.
He's been playing great.
He has been. But in the moment of truth, that was his guy that he never got a mark on.
What, the OT goal?
No. In the regulation goal, the goal that gave them the lead.
Yeah.
And it was going to and I'm not killing him. I'm not. But the problem with this is, like everybody's view when they said, well, they're going to bring Edmondson up, like he was going to be a savior.
He's been objectively the second best defenseman.
Fair. But there were going to be moments like that. There were going to be. And I didn't want that to be heaped on the kid, that he was going to have to be the savior, because he's not. And the reason I'm bringing that up, Spenny, you're right.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. He's been arguably the second best defenseman for the Red Wings. Where did he come from?
The AHL.
Right. But
Steve Eisenman.
Drafted him, right? Drafted him. So, yes, it does take 5 years to rebuild a hockey team from the depths of that. Yes, it does. What more evidence do you need? So miss me with that stuff, man. Stick, I'm not having it, brother. I'm not dealing with it. I addressed it once. We're not going back to it. That's just where it is. So the comment of it doesn't take 5 years to rebuild a team. It does when you have Franz Nielsen, Abdelkader, and Howard making $13.5 million of your cap in a $78 million cap league. Yeah, yes, it does.
It takes time to have a rebuild, but what I think frustrating people right now is this is kind of the same spot they were in last year. Mm-hmm. So there's been no growth year to year, and that's where it gets frustrating. When you plateau, falling just short of the playoffs is when it's like, okay, this rebuild isn't doing what it's supposed to do. So if they were taking that next leap, everybody would be like, okay, they got knocked out of the first round of the playoffs. That's a nice little step. But the fact that they're struggling to even make the playoffs this year, that's where I think everybody starts getting like, okay, we trust the Yzer plan. We trust Steve Yzerman, GOAT in Detroit sports history, no matter what he does with the Red Wings, right? But if they're not going to grow year to year and you're not seeing them take that leap, it's a failure. And that's where you got to start looking at above and say, well, who made the decisions to stunt the growth this year? Who made the decisions to not add talent at the deadline? Who made the decisions to say, you know what, I like our depth? It's one guy.
Right, but they have improved from year to year to year. This year is an improvement over last year. Yes, it is.
They were sniffing the playoffs last year.
Statistically, it's an improvement. The trend has gone up the whole time.
How many games?
I mean, I don't remember last year's record off the top of my head. I'm sure the research department will get on that.
Chat,
let everybody
somebody
know.
in the chat.
Somebody in the chat will. Yeah, they always know. They'll bring it up.
The offense has definitely improved from last year.
And that was where I was with it. You couldn't win games the way they played last year. You couldn't win games. Now, the last 10 games, that scoring depth that we've talked about. And look, Drew K., the Wings are built to win right now, Neil. They are? Then when are the players going to make the plays? If that's what you think, when are the players going to be responsible for it?
Last year they were 35 and 37.
And what are they right now?
36, 29.
Okay. So they got a chance.
They're better. And KG, like, I test.
But that's not good enough, right? Like, it's just like when the Lions finished the year 9-7 and beat, Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. If they would have come back this last year and been 10-6, none of us would have been happy with that. What they did is they put their stamp on the league and they captivated Detroit. That's what I think everybody was expecting because we just saw it happen, right? And this is what we were expecting with Yzerman this year, a leap, not a baby step.
Right, but
Better
again,
record's
everyone's
cute. A better
gonna,
record's cute.
Everyone's got their little cue card, though, with their talking points, and everyone's going to go back to the trade deadline. In no world, and look, we all agree, right? They ain't Boston. They ain't Florida.
No.
They ain't the Rangers. Like, we all agree. That's universally agreed upon. Universally agreed upon. So with that being said, if you know you're not at that level, why are you going to compromise future assets in a trade market where rentals are getting a first and a fourth, man? Like, you're not doing it.
Because
And
right
what,
now
how does that
you
make
ain't
sense?
Boston, but you also ain't a playoff team. So you got to do something to get you in the conversation to start even talking about Boston.
No, see, like that, and that's where I'm getting off the highway with you guys.
I'm not saying mortgage the future. I'm saying we're good when you're clearly not good was not the right decision, and it's showing on film and it's showing on the ice.
Just a Fan says Red Wings have had no luck with getting a number one pick in the lottery either. Now, Just a Fan, that's where you lose me right there, because only one team gets a number one pick every year. You gotta dance with what got you there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta use the tools that are at your disposal. I'm not gonna sit here and cry about. And look, I'm a staunch Steve Yzerman defender because I see it. There's literal evidence in front of me with what he's done, and I still to this day don't think people realize the depth that this team was in. Franz Nielsen, everybody, 6 years, $36 million. Think about it. Who cleaned that up? Wasn't Kenny Holland that had to clean it up?
Put this thing together.
Me. That's who. Who do I trust? Me. No, but just remember that, everybody. That's all I'm saying. I will stop short, however, about the lottery luck thing. I don't have time for that. I'm not going to listen to that.
They do need a better defense, though.
And Edmondson, that goes back to Spenny's boy. Edmondson
Yes.
is that.
And
He is a guardian for the Red Wings defensively.